Go, Christian!
Shane, can you move back just a little bit towards the bench? You're good. Lights are coming on, that's right, with a beautiful sunset out behind the Hurricanes bench. Got a great shot of it right now. All right, the Renegades are the away team as Christian Thaxton is coming up to the plate. This is an elimination game in which whoever wins this game goes on to play the Indy Thunder at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. And the first pitch is swung and hit high and foul down the left field line, right next to the Houston bench for the first strike of the game. The view's going to get a little brighter, I promise. The lights are going to come on in a second as the sun's going down.
Did you hear anything about the fence?
If it hits the fence, it's a run. Yeah. We've got a very shallow left field as there's a fence kind of 20 feet beyond the 170-foot line. And it looks like there's a light pole in the field of play. So there's certainly some danger on this field, as it's not entirely flat either. It's kind of hilly. And the 0-1 is swung on and fouled back towards the catcher, Rob, laying out for it.
Nice job, catcher.
For strike two. Dino goes, "What are you guys doing playing baseball at this time?" Well, it's too hot to play during the afternoon, so they pushed it back, and it's a nice cool 93 degrees at 8:35 p.m. Central Time as the 0-2 pitch from Cochran is hit high and deep to left center field. This is ranging back. Thaxton running to first base, and it is checked. They're going to check it, but it might be a home run. Thaxton hammered this ball to left center field over all of the Houston Hurricanes defenders. Umpire going out to check it as it's way out there. Cochran thought it was a home run. Not sure what the call is yet. Checking with the third base spotter. It's a home run! Christian Thaxton leaves the yard for the second time this series, his third career home run. And the Renegades take an early 2-0 lead.
Renegades, somebody call 911! Shining fire burning on the base path. Whoa!
Hi, Grandma. Thanks for tuning in.
How does Christian hit? Wicked hard!
Randy Leone, hey, how you doing? I do still play baseball. Thaxton leads off the ball game with a home run, driving it to deep left center field. As Sean Devenish is coming to the plate. What an exciting moment to begin the ball game. As Devenish is stepping into the right hand in his batter's box. And getting his base check first and then third. My God, you don't see that very often, a leadoff home run. There's been a lot of home runs hit this series. And the first pitch to Devenish is swung and missed for strike one.
You got this, Sean.
Daryl Sutterly, thanks for tuning in. It's currently a 2-0 game as Christian Thaxton went yard to lead off the game. Definitely a momentum boost. As the 0-1 pitch to Devonish is swung and grounded it off the pitcher, Ron Cochran.
Move, pitch, get out the way.
So it'll be a no pitch.
Ronnie Cochran.
That ball was heading towards center field. Hey, Dias, Rob Costa is watching. Sarah Regan, thanks for tuning in. Joyce Weissman. Got David Dismas in here. We got Dean Vasili. Randy Lyons. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. We've got a beautiful sunset out in the background behind the Houston Hurricanes bench. A few clouds in the sky. It's kind of protruding a orange and blue sort of array just beyond the tree line in the housing. There's a long pause and the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Devonish getting reset at the plate. Amy Zuccarello, thanks for tuning in. She's saying the Zuccarellos are all here. I love to hear it. As Devonish is down 3 strikes in the count with nobody out. It was 2-0 game in the top of the first. And the pitch. Swung on and hit high and deep to center field. Devonish running to third base. Houston defenders are struggling to get on it. And he scores! 3-0 ball game. As Devonish hit it to center field, the Houston got by the first and second line of defense. As the Houston Rover managed to go down in a Superman position, but was unable to pick up the ball before Devonish could touch third base. And we got 3-0 Renegades, and nobody out in the top of the first for David Sanchez. As there's a pause and play as
Good job, Shawnee.
the Houston spotters are arguing a substitution early in the game already. Okay, so it appears they're challenging the out call on the field. As the umpire is confirming with the third base and first base spotters. I just can't believe that Thaxton led off the game with a home run. That's crazy. That's got to be at least 10 home runs hit this series alone by every team. So many home runs. We had 4 hit in the first day. And count Thaxton's 2, and that's 6. And there was another one hit yesterday, so that's probably 7. So we have 7 home runs hit this series. As the call is upheld, and Devonish is safe. Adam Owlett, thanks for tuning in. Oulet? Sorry. I'm not great at pronouncing names. Sean, you know Mr. Owlett? Oulet?
What up, Mongo?
All right, so we're resuming play here. David Sanchez stepping into the right-handed batter's box, wearing the number 48 on the back of his jersey. Like I said before, if the Renegades manage to pull this one out, the Renegades will face the Indy Thunder tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. As Sanchez grounds it down the left field line, running to first base. He gets by one defender, and he's safe at first. As that ball was trickling right down the third base line. Houston is arguing the call on the field.
Sanchez. Sanchez, there's a very good chance you're coming back.
As the call is overturned and it is foul. It's certainly hard to see right now with the dim lighting.
Hit it! There! In the air!
The lights are starting to make their presence onto the field. As I believe we have 2 strikes on Sanchez. Score is currently 3-0 in favor of the Renegades in the top of the first. Don McCormick, thanks for tuning in. Got a lot of people watching right now. We got 24. I mean, that's the most we've ever had on the stream this week.
Are we Brian?
And the pitch from Peter is swung on and missed. Umpire calling a foul tip there. As I think now he has 2 strikes. When Dias gets up, tell him to take it away, band. Okay. As the next pitch is lined hard down the left field line, Sanchez running to third base. It's going to get by everybody, and Sanchez is safe. David Sanchez rocketing that ball down the third base line as it went all the way to the fence, getting by the shorty and third baseman, allowing Sanchez to score the easy run, making it 4-0. Amy Zuccarello, Hunter, why was David Benny calling Sanchez Sanchez? Rhymes with eyes? I don't know. We do call him Sanchez. That's kind of his nickname. As Shane Canton is coming to the plate, wearing the number 37 on the back of his jersey. Adam Ouellette says hashtag primetime. Linda Sheffield, thanks for tuning in. Sean definitely heard me say that. She's watching at work, apparently. She couldn't miss this for the world. As Canton has 1 strike on him. Bat resting on his right shoulder, and the pitch from Peter swung on and missed.
Right there, Shane. You got it, kid.
Connolly gave him sort of a fastball down at the belt. Shane swinging more towards his chest. And the next pitch to Canton is lined hard down the left field line and foul. Nice play by the third base spotter.
Hunter, you see that double play that guy just got?
I did. I made one earlier, too. It was caught on the camera. So if you guys were watching, you saw me make a great play at third base on the Game of the Day live stream. I made it on Christian's accent, if that means anything. Great to have you on stream, Linda. As the next pitch to Shane is popped up foul down the third base line.
Go again, Shane.
Trickling towards the Houston bench.
Come on, Peter, you got this.
It's currently a 4-0 game in the top of the first as Christian Thaxton led off with a 2-run home run, followed by a Sean Devonish score and a David Sanchez score. And now Canton is coming up, and he goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning as Connolly missed high.
Electric Avenue, so you can hit it harder.
So you heard it here, number 47, Drew Crook is coming up. Crook had an amazing game against the Austin Blackhawks, scoring a few runs and some awesome putouts. I do believe it's because of his new white arm sleeves that he put on, giving him a little bit more traction on the grass, you know? Yeah, it makes him more of a slithery snake. As he's getting his base check first and then third. I got a beautiful shot of the sunset in the background. It's a nice orange view in the sky with some gray clouds. And the first pitch to Crook from Cochran is swung on and missed for strike 1. Crook swinging a little bit underneath that ball as Ron Cochran missed high. Crook getting reset at the plate. making sure that he's set in the box, spreading the bat between his feet to get a good base as he's showing a target towards Ron. And elbow up, bat back, and the pitch. Swings and misses. Strike two. Beautiful night as it's a crisp 93 degrees out. Certainly feels a lot cooler than the 104 degrees that it was this afternoon. It's truly exciting that we're having some night games in the World Series. And the 0-2 pitch to Crook. Swung on and missed for strike three. Crook was caught out a little out front as he was early on that pitch. Juan Gerardo Favela, thanks for tuning in. So we have 27 people in the live stream right now. The audience is starting to grow a little bit. And the next pitch looks like it's going to be a take. As Crook is kind of emulating what the Indy Edge does with the slap on the thigh. Juan Favela is rooting for Joe Mack as he swings and misses for strike four. And Crook goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
We're gonna score some runs, and I know why. Why, man? Hey, hey, because we got God. Because we got God. Because we got God.
So we have 4 runs in and 2 out for Guy Zuccarello, wearing the number 9 on the back of the jersey. He got a little bit of a warning from the umpire because these schmucks are being a little too loud on the bench. Yes, I said the word schmuck. As Zuccarello is getting his base check, first and then third. 2 outs in the inning. Zuccarello earlier today became the all-time leader in games played for the Boston Renegades. And the first pitch to Zuccarello is swung on and late down the first base line, making it about 15 feet. And actually, the lower volume on the bench certainly helps the live stream a little bit, so you guys don't blow up the mic. We do love the energy. Silent but deadly. Shane, I don't know about that. You stomp on the ground. Oh, yes. Zuccarello's getting reset in the box, and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike two. Cochran missing a little bit low by the belt area as Guy swings more around his chest, as his bat is kind of resting on his right shoulder. As time is called for a passing golf cart in the parking lot. It's 4-0 Renegades in the top of the first with 2 outs. And the next pitch to Zuccarello is popped foul down the right field line.
Hit it. Lucky fan. Anybody?
As Zuccarello falls down 3 strikes. We have yet to see the Houston Hurricanes in this game on offense, as we're just getting underway. Game started about 20 minutes ago. This guy still has a take, which he'll likely not use, as the 0-3 pitch swung on and missed, and Zuccarello goes down on strikes. But after a half inning, it is 4-0 in favor of the Boston Renegades going into the bottom half. Houston coming on up. You want to talk about the raffle?
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect opportunity.
All right. Hey, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I talked about this earlier this week, but we have a Rally Up raffle going on. It's $25 a ticket. We have some amazing prizes for you. we have a week's stay in February at a timeshare donated by the Zuccarello family. Thank you so much for that. We also have an iPad 9 donated by the Lions Club. Thank you to Rob Thayer Hot Tub for hooking us up with that. And then we also have a signed photo of Dietrich Weiss Jr. of the Patriots. So I will post the link to the rally up very shortly. If you click on the link, it's $25 a ticket, and you can help our Renegades make it to the next World Series. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to stick around here for a little bit. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. Linda, I'm so glad you're taking time out of your busy work evening to watch us. Really, really appreciate it. Hey, Joyce, thank you so much for tuning in. It's your grandma.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Grandma. All right, so the Boston defense is as follows. We have Guy Zuccarello playing the right shorty position with Rob Dias playing left shorty. Behind Dias looks like it's Drew Crook playing the third base position with Joe McCormick playing the rover position, Sean Definish playing the midfield position, and Shane Canton playing first base. So leading off for the Houston Hurricanes, we have Jay Parker wearing the number 9 on the back of his jersey. Blake Boudreau is the designated fielder, so Parker is the designated hitter. Parker wearing a American flag bandana on the top of his head, as the first pitch to him is swung on a miss for strike 1, with an out front one-handed finish. As we have 29 people now watching. James Ondaje, sorry if I mispronounced that, says, Joe Mack is roving through my dreams. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. The pitch was a little bit high. As Parker kind of swings more towards his belt area. That pitch more down towards his knees. I'm sorry. He swings more towards his knees and the pitch was in his belt area. 32 people in the stream. And the 0-2 is hit high and deep to center field. Sean Devenish lining it up, coming in on it, and makes the play. Parker running to third base. Was definitely beat by a few steps. As we have 1 out in the bottom of the first. So following the Sean Devenish putout, we have Jay Walters wearing the number 2. Great play by Sean Devenish out in center field, as he didn't really need to move that much. He had a nice form with that spider crawl moving in on the ball. Score is currently 4-0 in favor of the Boston Renegades in the bottom of the first. As the notable play is Christian Thaxton leading us off with a 2-run home run. Second home run of the series for Thaxton. So Walters is getting his base check. Make sure that he's got his bearings. Oklahoma with its high heat can really make 93 degrees feel pretty cool. As the first pitch to Walters is swung on a miss for strike 1. That pitch a little bit low in the dirt, as Walters has sort of a golf-like swing swinging down towards his ankles. He has a stance kind of a little more than shoulder width apart, bent to the knees, and the pitch is foul tip for strike 2. Walters' bat is kind of resting on his right shoulder as he's standing in the right-handed batter's box, wearing the white baseball pants and orange cleats, and the orange Houston Hurricanes jersey as it's foul tip for strike 3. Kyle Lewis, thanks for tuning in. The score is 4-0 in the bottom of the first in favor of the Renegades. And the 0-3 is taken. A lot of players slap their thighs to kind of get a little timing down for a full count pitch. As the next pitch is fouled back towards the scorer's booth, and we'll do it again. It's a beautiful night here in Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma, to be exact. As the catcher is placing the target around the knees, and he lines it to deep left center field. Walter's running to first base. Joe McCormick on it, but bounces off his chest, and Walter scores. 4-1, Renegades. As Joe McCormick kind of had that ball lined up perfectly, but the ball was kind of bouncing around on the field, and as soon as it hit his chest, it kind of trickled away from him, which allowed Walters to score. Evan Ribbett, thanks for tuning in. So following the run, we have Hutchins, number 17, batting from the right side. He's the one who has the white blindfold on that kind of has eyes kind of like drawn on the blindfold. His baseball pants kind of rolled up towards his knees. He's wearing ankle socks and gray cleats. No batting gloves with black arm sleeves. And a Houston Astros cap. And the first pitch is grounded down the left field line, kind of trips coming out of the box, and the call is foul. Rob Dias and Drew Crook in the area trying to track that ball down for the first strike of the at-bat. Hutchins is being helped back to the plate, getting his bearings. As the Houston pitcher is giving him some adjustments at the plate, as the target is set high at the chest, and he swings through it and missed for strike two. Catcher needs to be careful as his target is set kind of at Hutchins' front shoulder, as he's got to get out of the way, as he grounds it off his foot down the left field line for strike three. Stockton Stingrays beat baseball team. Thanks for tuning in.
The umpire's Kevin Simpson.
Kevin Simpson's niece is the umpire? How about that? Shout out to that. As the 0-3 is taken. Hutchins had a peculiar at-bat in the first game of the series as the Renegades defeated them, as he tried to take a ball and check swinged, which you don't normally see. So the next pitch is swung through and missed, and Hutchins goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So the Renegades are gifted a free out from Marquez. Marquez is notable for his blue blindfold, as the majority of the ball players are wearing black blindfolds. He's also wearing his red Nike batting gloves and tall orange socks with his white baseball pants rolled up to his knees. Wearing a backwards Houston Astros cap. That sun is definitely beautiful. It's a great sunset. He's kind of got like flares coming out from behind the trees. The camera's got a good shot of it too.
Oh wow, sun. Yeah, that's nice.
Got 32 people in the stream right now.
Less panning.
I tried to fix your tripod a little bit. I put something underneath it to make it straight. We did. We'll promote it more as the game goes on. Marquez is also notable for his funky batting stance, as he has his hands more towards like his head area, kind of above it, towards the back side of his right shoulder.
Shit, what did Hutchins do?
Hey, language. So Marquez is getting his base check. Sorry for the bad language that my uncle is putting on the live stream, as your mother is watching. First pitch to Marquez is swung on a miss for strike one. It was very late on the ball. Yeah, do you mind getting your glove to protect me? Kind of vulnerable here. And the 0-1 to Marquez is swung on. Marquez is extremely late on the ball. And it's a little dangerous here that if he makes contact, it might head towards the Renegades bench. as the target is set right on his neck as he foul tips it back towards the catcher for strike 3. Grandma says hi, by the way. And the 0-3 pitch. It's foul tipped, and we'll do it again. Houston pitcher really bringing it, as he's throwing some fastballs here. And the next pitch is grounded hard down the right field line as Rob was trying to protect us over here. James Ondante, I'm so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, says, love the language, love the flavor. Well, I want to be professional here and just note that I don't swear on the live stream. As Marquez is still down 3 strikes. As he is both elbows kind of up towards his eyes as the next pitch is hit the pitcher as the pitcher falls down as that ball was hitting towards center field. That bat's kind of been all over the place. As we're close to 40 people in the live stream. Marquez putting together a solid at-bat with a few foul balls, but he's been late and early. Rob set up as an infielder over here as it's popped up down the third base line and foul. Marquez running to first base as it trickles away into the Houston bench. I should just pan the camera over. You look like a second baseman ready to field the ball. Noted that Rob is wearing a very old catcher's mitt. But he's ready to pounce. As Marquez is coming back up to the plate. Can you guys hear me all right back there? All right, good. As Marquez is down 3 strikes, and we have 2 outs in the inning in the bottom of the first. And the pitch, swung on a miss, and Marquez goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And after 1, it is 4-1 Renegades. Greetings to everyone who is tuning in. We have just finished 1 full inning. As Rob Dias has to be reminded that other games are going on and we can't be loud. As it's an open field, so the echo is kind of loud here. But nonetheless, we have Christian Thaxton leading us off. As I think Gina Devenish is going to have a few words for us, promoting some stuff.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to promote the raffle again. Again, it's a really great raffle. You could win 3 really awesome prizes, and you don't just have to buy 1 ticket. You can buy as many as you want for $25 a piece. And again, all the money just goes back to supporting the Renegades and helping us make it to our next World Series. You can also donate to the Challenged Athletes Foundation, which is a grant program that provides grant money to disabled athletes, whether you're blind or in a wheelchair or have a limb difference. It goes to help paying for equipment and travel expenses and things like that. So if you could donate to them, you could also help the next Renegade make it to the World Series. One last way you can help us out is by purchasing our merchandise. If you go to our website and click on shop, click on gear, you can find jerseys and hats and sweatshirts and all kinds of good Renegade merchandise. And you can have they can be personalized with your favorite Renegade's number and name. And they also make great Christmas presents. So be sure to check that out.
Rob, are you sure?
All right, Hunter's coming back in just a moment. Right now we have Christian Thaxton up to bat. Christian scored a home run in his first at-bat of this game, which was the first at-bat of this game. So let's see what else he can do.
Thank you, Gina. And the first pitch to Thaxton is hit high and deep as he smoked this one to left field. That's certainly at home run distance as you hear the loud pang off the fence. No, that's Rob's phone. Thaxton really swinging it tonight, as he probably could have had a second home run of the game in 2 at-bats. Wouldn't that be something special? As Thaxton certainly has the home run distance, as I'm going to pass it off to Gina because I have some other stuff to do.
Alright, yeah, so Hunter's gonna do some on-form, which means he's just gonna film the at-bats so that we can watch them later and figure out how we can do better. But yeah, I just learned that the umpire is Jordan Simpson, which is Kevin Simpson's niece, former pitcher of the San Antonio Jets. It is really great to see more women out there playing this sport, even if it's in roles like these, like especially as an umpire. I just think it's really, really great to see and really inspiring for other women to get involved in something like this. All right, that's a foul tip. Yes, Linda, hit it straight. I got it. Casey, the score is 4-1 Renegades. All right, third strike for the at bat. Yes, Linda, let's hope he can do it. Just putting my mic on my shirt. All right. Hey, Rohan, thank you so much for tuning in. There we go. Oh! It hit, foul ball, it hit third base. Right? I know, I wish that could be worth something. Mike said it's a carnival game. All right. Yeah, we had to check third base, make sure it was still working. Make sure Christian didn't kill it. Thaxton strikes out, but that's okay. Shawnee fire burning on the base path. Whoa.
I like the quieter version.
All right, I'm going to hand it back to Hunter.
That was certainly an interesting at-bat, as Thaxton hit a home run foul and then smoked third base on the next pitch. Shane, you got to move out of the way, bud. You're kind of wandering.
Come on, Shawnee.
Rohan, what's going on? We got Rohan watching, guys. The first pitch to Devonish swung on and fouled back towards Rob as he's chasing after it towards the scorer's booth for strike one. Linda Sheffield says, "Go Sean, score for Auntie." We would certainly like to see that, as the score is 4-1 at the moment. With the Renegades putting up 4 runs in the first inning, and the Houston Hurricanes responding with a run of their own in the bottom half, as we're in the top of the second with 1 out, as Christian Thaxton struck out. And the 0-1 pitch swung on and lined hard down to left field. Sean Devonish running to first base. It bounces off the Rover's feet, and he scores. It is now 5-1 Renegades, as we kind of have a muffled chant on the bench, as we have Chris Kimball coming up to the plate. He's pinch hitting for David Sanchez in the 3-hole. Certainly appreciate all of you guys tuning in. We love the atmosphere of the night game, so more people can tune in, as a lot of our games are in the early window at around 8:30. We actually had a game earlier this morning at 6:30, which was a continuation of the Indy Edge game, which was postponed due to a heat advisory yesterday. So it's been a really long day for us, as Chris Kimball is getting his base check and loose in the box, kind of shaking his hips a little bit. Head to the knees, elbow up, hands down towards the waist area. And the set from Rob, and the pitch is grounded hard to left field. Chris Kimball has some speed. What a play by the left shorty of Houston to put out Chris Kimball. What a diving stop. Who made that play?
Number 2.
Who's number 2?
Walters.
As Walters made a diving stop to his right. Casey Krause. Thaxton struck out to begin the inning, but he led off with a 2-run home run to begin the game. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. As we have 2 outs in the inning for Shane Canton. Canton went down on strikes in his first plate appearance of the game, as Peter Connolly comes out to pitch to him. And the first pitch to Canton is swung on and lined hard down the left field line. Running to third base is Canton. The Rover's chasing after. It bounces off his waist, and he's safe.
Someone's got to pick our runners up, guys. You got to remember who can't see, all right?
It was certainly close, as it seemed like the left Rover, and he makes the play just before Canton could strike the bag.
Do it again. Good rep. Good rep, Jane.
Who made the out?
I think they got it right.
Who made the out?
See it, but I think the face some guy out.
Trying to figure out who made the out there.
Rob, you got yourself in?
Oh, it's white face mask. Who has the white face mask?
You got me?
Who has the white blindfold? No, I'm sorry. It was tall black socks right here. I think so. He's going to turn around in a second. Number 8? That's at the bottom of the lineup. Who's number 8? That was Biggins. Biggins made the play. All right, I'm going to pass the mic over to Gina to talk about our social media platforms and whatnot.
All right, so be sure to follow us on all of our social media. We are on Facebook at just Boston Renegades Beat Baseball. Make sure you type in the Beat Baseball part of it. That's very important. You can also follow us on Instagram at boston.renegades. You can follow us on TikTok at abc.bostonrenegades. And then we're on Twitter at Boston Renegades Beat Baseball. And we're also on YouTube at Boston Renegades Beat Baseball. So be sure to follow us on all of our socials and just, give us some love. Thank you so much.
All right, so we got Louis and now 24.
Okay.
5-1.
Yep.
So we're going into the bottom of the second and a 5-1 score.
So he's going to be a problem. Bart's going to have it down left field.
Houston is coming up to the plate. Louis, 24. Boston defense is getting set in the field as it looks like Luis Rodriguez is coming in at the rover position.
Yeah, it's all right. He lined it up.
Subbing in for Joe McCormick. The first pitch is lined foul towards the porta potties over here, which are resting just left of the Boston Renegades bench. Who's up right now? So we have Perry up at the plate, wearing an American flag bandana on the top of his head as he pops it foul back towards the Houston bench for strike 2. Perry wearing the number 0 on the back of his jersey with blue and white Nike cleats, long white baseball pants, and a black belt with black sleeves and no batting gloves. As the next pitch is swung on and grounded down the first base line. Late base was called. Zuccarello's on it and makes the play. But it's certainly a redo as there was a late base there. Rob Weissman was in the way of the shot as he's trying to defend us over here on the bench. Perry was sprinting to first base. As Perry is only down 1 strike. So we have 39 people watching in the live stream right now. We got John Lukowski over here taking pictures. Shout out to you, John. Hey, John, by the way, Thaxton went yard in the first inning. Thaxton hit another home. Thaxton hit another home run. I think it's 2, because that was a no pitch. And the 0-2 to Perry is swung and a miss for strike 3. As he swung through that ball a little bit. Target's right around the waist area as the catcher's kind of over the plate as he gets out of the way and foul tips it back towards the scorer's booth, and we'll do it again. Kyle Lewis, no problem. Just there, thanks for tuning in. Looks like we have Hot Tub in the live stream. And the 0-3 is... What a save by Rob Weissman here, as I was jumping to get out of the way. As the ball was lined right at my feet. My uncle kind of diving to his left to get the ball and actually makes the play without knocking over the tripod.
I saved Laney's team.
I jumped out of the way. Just there says, I finally got my dad on one of the lives. We are watching together. Bring back another W. Hey, thanks so much for watching, guys. Rub-a-dub-dub, hot tub. Marie Keene, thanks for tuning in.
That's Dino's better half.
Yep. And the 0-3 is swung on in line to left field. Rob Dias moving to his right. Gets by Drew Crook as well. Luis Rodriguez on it. And he makes the play. Yes, he makes the play! Yeah! Guys, hey. I like the reaction, but...
There you go, Lou.
Luis Rodriguez with an unbelievable play out in left field. As it got by Rob Dias and Drew Crook, Luis Rodriguez moving over to his right. It certainly was close. And the call in the field looks like it's going to stand as Luis Rodriguez made a Superman moving to his right. Umpire still moving over to check with the center field spotter. It looked like he put up his fist for an out call. They're having a conference on the field right now. Way beyond the 170 mark. David Dismas says, love the feeling of being in the action. We loved bringing the action to you. Marie Keene says, you are so good at describing and making us feel like we are there. Thank you, Hunter, and thank you for being so calming. As the out is confirmed, and Luis Rodriguez throwing up his arms in excitement as he made an unbelievable play out in left field. And that's 2 outs in the inning. And this is, it's 1 out?
1 out.
Was it another strikeout? Okay. So we have 1 out in the inning for Biggins, who made a great stop on Shane Canton in the last inning. Just there it goes, dun dun dun. With the exclamation mark to add the emphasis. As Biggins has a closed batting stance and swings and lines it hard to center field, right at Sean Devenish, gets down to the Superman, bounces off his knees, and makes the play. Biggins was running to third base as Devenish had that lined up perfectly to make the play for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back unbelievable defensive plays by the Renegades as it turns the lineup over.
Back to the top.
For Jay Parker, I think he was also put out by Devenish
5-1.
in the first inning. Daryl Sutterly says MVP play. I agree.
Left, right, Lewis. Don't go backwards. Left, right only.
What's his name again? Parker. Parker's standing in the right-handed batter's box. He's got mostly white on the bottom half of his body with black knee pads as it squibs to the bench as Rob Weissman jumps off his feet. This is actually the most I've seen you move in like forever.
It's not 100 degrees out.
Pouncing on your feet.
My back will bother me tonight, guaranteed.
The dark sky is making all of the players pop. I agree. As Parker swings through for strike 2.
So, Ron, question for you.
Just there says 2 saves by Weissman. Absolutely, a kick save and a beauty on the first one, with the foul ball coming at me. It's definitely a bit cooler. The monster mosquitoes have gone away as Parker swings through for strike 3. It's a cool 91 degrees out with the breeze, but it feels cool with the breeze, and because the sun is gone. As it peaked at 104 today. He's kind of set up as we do in the box. As the next pitch is taken, that ball was down in the dirt, so it was a good take. Not the best of pitches, as we have a full count on Parker with 2 outs in the inning in the bottom of the second. The score is currently 5-1 in favor of the Renegades. As the winner of this game will go on and face the Indy Thunder at 7:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And the payoff pitch is hit high and deep to left center field. Luis Rodriguez moving on it, and makes the play! Bang, bang play at first base as Parker was running hard. I think we're going to check on it again, and it's confirmed as an out. Luis Rodriguez making 2 unreal putouts at the rover position to end the inning. And after 2 innings, we have a score of 5-1 in favor of the Renegades going into the top of the third. Just there says, yikes, at least Boston was prepped for that after the week. Kind of. Yeah, I would say kind of. Great defensive plays by the Boston Renegades as they make 3 straight putouts. The first putout being made by Luis Rodriguez, followed by Sean Devenish in the middle of the field, and then a second Luis Rodriguez putout. As Amy Zuccarello chimes in and says, unbelievable defense, and I agree.
I'm a much better at night than I am in the morning.
Hot tub, bring it in, team, bring it in. That's what he said. Steve Stambaugh, thanks for tuning in. Great defense being played so far, and certainly great offense, as the Renegades are making a lot of contact. And leading off for the Renegades in the top half of the third, we have Drew Crook. Crook was put out in the first inning. Struck out, as he's 0 for 1. I think we had 41 people watching at one point. We have 38 at the moment, as the Houston defense is getting set in the field. It looks like they only have 5 players. The 6th one is coming on. Looks like they're making a defensive substitution. Not sure who they're putting in, though. Just there, bench better be alive. Rob can't put them to shame with his energy. Well, so we were warned by the umpire earlier in the game, and there is a game going on behind our field. So the umpire was letting us know that we were being a little too loud on the bench. So our energy has to be silent, but it will be deadly. We certainly are optimistic and positive, as we've reached 40 people on the live stream. This is certainly the most we've had in the live stream, as Tim Cyphers is substituted in on defense. Cyphers being substituted in for Parker. Just there says, oh geez, that silent excitement. Absolutely. Crook is set, and the pitch from Ron is crushed down the left field line and foul. This ball was a screamer. Not exactly a line drive, but it was certainly a hard ground ball that reached the fence, as we have a short fence in left field. Fence is probably 190 to 200 feet out there, as the third base spotter throws it back in. And we're going to replace the ball as it's going haywire. Drew Crook can certainly put a charge in the ball.
say, Drew. Come on, Drew.
As the defense looks like it's kind of shifted left to compensate for the pull-happy Crook, as he's only gone oppo once today, which resulted in a run, and that was actually earlier against the Blackhawks. As Crook is getting reset in the box. Wait, back towards the catcher, Rob. And the 0-1. Swung on and foul tipped right at the plate for strike 2.
Come on, Drew. Here you go, Drew Bear. Stay back. North side, kid. We got this.
Certainly a quiet night out here in Oklahoma. Got a lot of beautiful lights in the background behind the scorer's table. As Crook is down 2 strikes. And the 0-2 to Crook is swung on and missed for strike 3, as it was a poor pitch by Ron, missing high around the neck area, as Crook swings more a little bit below his chest. Also caught Crook a little bit out front. Crook lining his feet up with the bat down on the ground and getting set. He's giving Ron a target. Weissman's target is at a little bit below the belt. And the 0-3. Swung on and missed, and Crook goes down on strikes as Ron missed low. And we have 1 out in the inning. Just there is commenting for Hot Tub, as Hot Tub is saying, "Come on, Drew, come on." Well, we have Guy Zuccarello coming up to the plate following the strikeout. The score is currently 5-1 in favor of the Renegades, as they put 4 up in the first and 1 in the second. We had some great defensive plays in the bottom half of the second inning, as we had 3 straight putouts following a run in the first inning. Hot Tub says, pick 'em up, and silent clapping. So the first pitch to Zuccarello is missed high as he swings through it for strike 1.
Room 218. We got this, kid.
Guy Zuccarello has had a very strong World Series so far, scoring a bunch of runs. He's also made his fair share of putouts. As he's getting set in the box, and a loud set from Weissman as he foul tips it for strike 2. Ball trickling away to the right of the scorer's table. Weissman with a strong throw back to Cochran. Temperature's dropping slowly, as it's partly cloudy at 91 degrees now. Might get into the 80s tonight. As the next pitch is fouled back, and nice catch by Rob for strike 3, excuse me. Rob has been very inspired. He's been moving on his feet like a cat. I've never seen him move that much in my life. I've known him for 24 years, which is saying a lot. Yes, I'm calling my uncle old. As the 0-3 to Zuccarello is swung on and missed, as that pitch was very close. But Guy goes down on strikes. As Christian Thaxton is coming back up to the plate. Thaxton led off the game with a 2-run shot for his 3rd career home run. He actually homered earlier yesterday against the Indy Edge, as he's 1 for 2 with a strikeout back in the previous inning. This time is called for a base check, as Thaxton is pointing at first and then third base. Judy Glenn, thanks for tuning in. Just there says, Hot Tub said, "Oh, here we go, Thax." And the first pitch to Thaxton is swung through and missed for strike 1. Thaxton right on it. It was great timing, but the pitch was a little high, as Thaxton has sort of an uppercut swing, kind of swinging down from his back right shoulder through the zone at the belt. And getting reset in the box, and Cochran stepping on the mound. And the 0-1. Swung on and hit high and deep to center field. Thaxton running to first base. What a play by the Houston defender. As the ball hit the ground and bounced right up into the grasp of the center fielder for the third out of the inning. Great play by number 17.
It was Hutchins.
Hutchins, what a play. Shout out to Hutchins, man. That was a great play. Great stop. Very impressive, as that was a high fly ball. It kind of landed, and when the balls land here, it's kind of like the ball seems like a bouncy ball. It bounces up and then kind of goes a little bit of a distance before it hits the ground again. But Hutchins was right there when the ball kind of landed right under Hutchinson's feet and kind of bounced off his chest. And allowed him to smother the ball and make the out off the carom. As they keep it a 5-1 game. Winter Pingle. I think there was 2 outs in the inning regardless, so even if that was a double play, the inning would have been over. But with the new rules, I think that would have been a double play. I mean, it was a really impressive play. As the Houston offense is coming back up to the plate, as we have Walters, who's 1 for 1, scoring the Houston Hurricanes' only run of the game so far. We've had a wild defensive performance from both teams, making some great plays. We've had a pretty low-scoring contest. And Walters is in the on-deck circle, getting the timing down from the pitcher warming up. So Dean, the new rule is if a player catches the ball off one hop and secures it, it's worth 2 outs. So, but there is a rule that if a player catches it on the fly, it would be a triple play. So we might have seen an instance where that would have been a double play. But with it being 2 outs, it ended the inning regardless. Blake Boudreau seems to be having a conversation over on the side. Not sure what he's discussing. But that doesn't really matter as we're resuming play. Walter's getting set in the box. Targeted right around the ankles. And the first pitch swung on and grounded right towards Rob. Went right under his foot this time. Pretty lazy play by Rob Weissman, if you ask me. Trying to kick the ball. He's holding the clipboard.
I put the glove on for the other pitcher.
Yeah.
Because he's got the gas.
It's Bush League. And the 0-1 swung on and missed, as it was a very late swing by Walters as that ball was in the dirt and rolled back towards the scorer's booth. Got 40 people in the live stream so far. And the 0-2 is lined down the left field line and is fouled. Rob Dye is chasing after it, as Walters was also running to third base. I kind of agree, Ron. I think it's going to be a low-scoring contest. You got a small field. Not a lot of runs being put up in the game so far. There's been a lot of great defense. As Walter steps back into the right-handed batter's box. And the next pitch is taken for a full count. As Walters was down 0-3 in the count before that take. Had a pretty exciting World Series thus far as Walters hits it hard up the middle. Sean Devenish lining it up. It gets by him, recovers, and makes the play. Walters sort of had a poor line running to first base. As another put out by Sean Devenish. Third one of the game. There's currently one out in the inning. In the bottom of the third. Hutchins coming up to the plate, who made the unbelievable stop to end the inning on Christian Thaxton in the top of the third. The Houston pitcher is arguing with, looks like Sean Devenish, the umpire. A little frustrated, if you ask me. I mean, I'm just calling it how I see it. I think so too.
Parker just told her to take a gummy.
He's got to take a chill pill. The first pitch to Hutchins is fouled back towards the catcher, trying to dive for it, and actually makes a nice play protecting the Houston live stream. As their live stream is set up a little bit back towards the right side of the scores table. We have one out in the bottom of the third. And the catcher sets the target right at the top elbow as the next pitch is swung on and missed as Hutchins was extremely late. Pitcher flinching to try and get out of the way. As the next pitch is grounded down to left field, Rob Dive is sprinting in on it, overruns it. Hutchins sprinting to first base, and he's safe. Rob Dias was a little too aggressive on that play, as it seemed like he was going 100% on that ball, sliding past the ball on his left. Hutchins running to first base, and is now a score of 5-2, with one out in the bottom of the third. It certainly wasn't hit hard at all. It was a little swiveler to left field. Probably went around 70 feet, maybe even a little less at 60. Dias unable to make that one. So following the run, we have Marquez coming back up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the first inning. Marquez getting his base check. First and then third base. As we have a new pitcher on the mound. Marquez has that sort of wonky batting stance with his bat just above his head, as Rob Weitzman has his catcher's mitt, ready to pounce. As Marquez has been very late on his pitches as he foul tips it. Seemed like he was a little on time for that one, just underneath. The score is 5-2. As that pitch was very high over his head. Marquez swinging level at the chest. And the 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3 as another miss high. I'm just going to pan the camera over to Rob over here for a second. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and Marquez goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. 2 gone and 1 in for Perry. Perry's 0 for 1 on the day. He's wearing multicolored sleeves. He's wearing an orange sleeve on his right arm and a black sleeve on his left arm. With Under Armour baseball pants, black belt. Got that American League bandana on the top of his head. He's getting his base check. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. The first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Perry sort of has a even stance, front foot facing center field. He was a little late on that pitch. And typically when a right-handed hitter is late, it'll come in our direction as he swings and misses for strike 2. That pitch missed a little bit low by the thighs. As Perry's shoulders are kind of square with the scorer's table, and he takes it for a 1-2 count. Perry with a couple of practice swings in the box. Weight shifted back towards the catcher. Target at the belt, and it's fouled back towards the umpire. And we'll do it again. Some of these Houston players are dangerously late, and with that resulting in foul balls coming in the direction of the Boston bench as he grounds it weakly down to left center field. Rob Dias coming in on it and makes the play.
Number 18, Rob Dias.
And after 3, it is 5-2 in favor of the Renegades going into the top half of the 4th. A defensive battle going on in this game.
Guys, bring it in. Bring it in real quick.
Brian called the short.
Melissa.
Rob, do it down there.
No, you bring it right here. Listen. Ace and Brian.
Gina, you want to talk about anything else, any other fundraisers? Just to remind people.
Yeah. Alright, hi guys. So again, just reminding you about the fundraiser on Rally Up. I posted the link in the comments previously, so just scroll up and you should be able to find it. We have some really great prizes. The timeshare donated by the Zuccarello family, and the iPad. Thanks Hot Tub for hooking us up with that, and the West Junior picture. So be sure to go to the link and purchase a ticket and help the next Renegade make it to the World Series.
Sure, watch out, move you right. All right, thank you, Gina. I'm kind of trying to push this fundraiser here as the Renegades have lacked fundraising this year. The Renegades actually recently went to Fenway Park, and our own David Sanchez threw out the first pitch, which is certainly a cool moment, a great way to grow the sport. As Sean Devenish comes up to the plate. He's made his fair share of putouts out in the field and has scored a run. Scored 2 runs, actually. Yes, he's 2 for 2. I feel like Linda Sheffield is the good luck charm in this chat, as every time he's up, she goes, "Go, Sean, lead the offense." So it makes me confident that Devenish is going to score. I think we have a few all-star candidates for the Renegades. Amy Zuccarello preaching the buying the raffle tickets. Great place for February vacation in ski country. As the Houston defense is getting set, playing a little bit deeper. Devenish is pointing to first and then third for his base check. Devenish wearing gray long baseball pants with his navy blue Boston Renegades jersey and white batting gloves. Swinging a black and blue Easton Speed baseball bat. Black cleats and black belt. As he swings through and misses for strike 1.
Hey, Sean, come on, get us going, Sean. Go, baby.
Linda putting some clovers in the chat, symbolizing good luck. Shaw's set in the box. A long pause. And the 0-2. Foul tipped for 0-2. Devenish certainly has made a strong candidacy for an all-star ballot for this World Series. Hot Tub says, takes one, come on, Sean, come on, Sean. And the set from Weissman as the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Ron Cochran missing a little bit high on that pitch, as Devenish swings more towards his chest, and that pitch missed a little high at his shoulders. I'll check. I didn't see a Sarah in the chat. As we have 3 strikes on Devenish. And the pitch swung on and grounded weakly up the middle. Devenish moving to third base. Houston defender coming in on it. Gets past 1, and he scores! Huge run from Sean Devenish, as it was certainly needed to increase the lead back to 4, as the Renegades increase their lead 6-2, as Devenish goes improves his stats 3 for 3 on the day. Sarah Regan, thanks for tuning in. As Peter Connolly is relieving Ron Cochran on the mound to face David Sanchez, who has been substituted back in. Sanchez is 0 for 1.
Yeah, he was in there before.
On the day. Hot Tub says, nice, there you go, Sean. As the first pitch to Sanchez is swung on and missed for strike one, as Sanchez was pretty late on that pitch. Sanchez kind of has an uppercut swing, barrel facing the ground at a 45-degree angle from the looks of it. As he swings through it and misses for strike two. Peter Connolly missing a little bit low on that pitch. Linda Sheffield is pushing for Sean Devenish to be on the All-Star ballot. As the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike three. Caught Sanchez on his front foot as he's swinging through around his chest area. So we have nobody out in the top of the fourth with a 6-2 Renegades lead. And the next pitch is grounded down the left field line and foul. Hit relatively hard as it was bouncing up and down on the ground, as we have an uneven surface with short turf-like grass. The grass is certainly dry from all the heat earlier today, so it's going to make the field faster. And even faster than it was earlier. But it's certainly cooled down as its temperature has trickled down to 90 degrees with a steady wind. And the 0-3 is swung on and missed, and Sanchez goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And following the Sanchez strikeout, we have Shane Canton, number 37, stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Canton has certainly got his fair share of playing time in this series. And I think he leads the Renegades in innings played so far. Time is called for a new ball.
You loose? Get on deck.
As it seems like Joe Yee is going to pinch hit for Drew Crook. Canton wearing a blue knee guard or knee pad on his right knee and a black one on his left. Wearing white and black New Balance cleats with black elbow pads on both elbows. Looks like he's wearing a brace on his left ankle.
Are we setting the field? Faces, please.
As Canton is getting his base check.
All right, here we go.
We have an amazing atmosphere here. This is starting to get a little more windy.
Set!
And the set from Weissman and the pitch is swung on and missed, as Canton was very late on that swing.
Set!
And the 0-1 swung on and missed for strike two.
You got it, King. Come on, King.
So Canton adjusts from being very late to very early,
Set!
trying to find that happy medium as he swings through and misses again for strike three.
Got it.
Shane, calm down.
Peter making some great pitches,
Come on, Shane.
Do your thing.
as he seems to be right on target, as Shane just seems to be a little bit early.
Set!
And the 0-3 pitch swung on and missed, and Shane goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So back-to-back strikeouts. It looks like we have Drew Crook coming up to the plate. Guy Zuccarello waiting on deck. Crook has been hitting the ball extremely well in this World Series. He's even killed a few balls. Meaning that he's hit the ball hard enough where the ball just decides to stop working. This Crook is getting his base check. Crook has a lot of power, but not a lot of speed. And the first pitch from Cochran to Drew is fouled back and caught by Rob on the backswing. I think Rob Weissman should be nominated for All-Star Catcher. I guess that might be a little biased considering I'm his nephew. But, whatever. As Weissman sets the target right at his thigh, and time is called for a train. That blew the horn way off in the distance, but it was loud enough because we have a lot of open space here. And the 0-1. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. Ron Cochran coming back onto the mound for Peter Connolly.
You got it, Drew. You got it. Relax, baby.
Cochran missing a low. As it's currently below 90 degrees, as it's 89 degrees out right now. Only getting cooler. Nice voice crack from Rob Weissman there as the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. You know when Rob voice cracks, he certainly needs a drink of water, which I don't see a water bottle right next to his stool. And he preaches hydration, so he's kind of breaking his own rules here. How about that? Go figure. And the 0-3 is slid high and deep. Crushed this ball to left center. Hits the fence. And based on that rule, he's running to first and he's safe. Drew Crook hammered that ball to left center field. Line drive. Didn't exactly have a lot of air underneath it. But if he got under it a little bit more, it certainly probably would have been a home run.
Let's go, guy.
As the score is now 7-2 in favor of the Renegades. Winter Pingle says, lol, nice voice crack. Hey, you know what? When he screams like that, you know, I have to point it out. I'm just calling it how I see it. You know, I gotta explain it for our visually impaired folks here. You know, on the bench, watching at home. As we have Guy Zuccarello coming up to the plate. As Hot Tub says, way to go, Drew, woohoo. Love the energy from Hot Tub. Everyone says hi, Hot Tub. Christian Thaxton looms on deck. This guy is in the 6-hole. The first pitch to Zuccarello is swung on and missed for strike 1. Missing a little bit low is Cochran. Did I say deaf? I'm pretty sure I said visually impaired. I could be wrong, but thank you for correcting me. Yeah. I don't think I said deaf. And the 0-1 is fouled back to the left of the scorer's booth, right onto the sidewalk. For strike 2. I mean, I just spit out so many words, sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. So that happens too.
Get through there, guys. Be powerful.
Here we go.
Zuccarello has 2 strikes. And the 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3 as he was a little bit late on that pitch.
All right, guy, here we go, kid. Go, guy.
Pitch kind of sunk when it reached Zuccarello's bat, kind of diving towards the ground. As Just There says, hydrate crew, hydrate, get cool and keep it up. Hot Tub, way to go, Guy, let's go, Guy. And he says, hi, everybody. Weissman sets his target a little bit below the belt. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Zuccarello goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And after 3.5, we have 7-2 in favor of the Renegades going into the bottom half of the fourth. Renegades look strong here as Houston's coming up. Gina, you want to interact with the chat a little bit? You want to interact with the chat? See who's on.
All right, hi guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hot Tub, we miss you so much.
Miss you, Hot Tub. Hey, Hot Tub, I just have a couple words, all right, bud? So, you know, we really miss you, all right? And, you know, I wouldn't be here without you bowing out. So I'm really trying to dedicate this stream to you to try to bring you the game and everything like that. So I'm rooting for a strong recovery from you, and let's go Renegades.
All right, so the Renegades are getting themselves set in the field. And so the Hurricanes are starting at the bottom of their order with number 8, Biggins. Biggins was put out by my husband, Sean Devenish, back in the second inning. So let's see what happens. You good?
So leading off for the Houston Hurricanes, I believe we got Higgins. Or no, Biggins. Biggins is 1 for 2 on the day, I believe. No, 0 for 1. First pitch is lined hard. Fran made a nice stop with his legs on the bench. I kind of ducked out of the way for that one. Oh my word! I think that's like the 3rd or 4th ball that's come in our direction. I don't think they mean that. I know. And the 0-1 grounded hard up the middle to center field. Sean Devenish diving to his right and makes the play. Biggins sprinting to third base was Devenish's 4th putout of the game in center field. What a play by Sean Devenish, getting down at the right time in a Superman position to make the first out of the game. Inning. It's been a long day.
Pitch hitter!
So following the Sean Devenish put out, we have Tim Cyphers coming up to the plate. Tim Cyphers was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts in the first game against us on Tuesday. Hot Top says, nice, awesome, way to go, Sean. Cyphers is getting his base check, first and then third. And the first pitch to Cyphers is swung on and missed for strike 1. He was a little late on that pitch. Cyphers is feet shoulder width apart, target set right at the belt as he swings through and flies it to shallow right field. The ball's trickling foul as Cyphers is running to first base. Guy kind of avoiding the situation as there possibly could have been a collision there. Certainly a dangerous situation, but nonetheless foul. Cyphers is down 2 strikes. Just there, says Hot Tub, says, come on, Dias, get him, coming to you, get ready, D. I love the energy from Hot Tub. Love it. Certainly bringing the energy. Glad you can join us for this one, because I think we're putting on a very strong performance so far. I don't want to jinx it. Cyphers is getting reset in the box. Baseball pants kind of rolled up towards his knees as he calls for a base check. First and then third. As he's getting set in the box. Target set at the belt and the pitch. Swung on and grounded hard to right center field. Zuccarello diving, bounces off his hands. Dias and Devenish coming in on it. Cyphers misses the base, and Sean makes the play.
Baby! Sean again? Awesome.
53.
Sean Devenish with his 5th putout of the game.
Communication, Zook.
Good job,
Good job,
Zuki.
Shawnee.
As Dias and Devenish were both diving in on it, but Sean Devenish taking command in center
Good job, guys.
for the 2nd out of the inning. So following the putout, we have Walters coming up to the plate, who's 1 for 2. Scored a run in the 1st and was put out by Sean Devenish. Who else in the 3rd? Hot Tub says, all right, Sean, way to go, fantastic. Certainly a fantastic play indeed to recover.
They're saying he touched the base.
There's an argument here that
Cyphers is saying he touched the base.
Cyphers may have touched the base. Fran makes a good point that if Cyphers touched the base, he wouldn't have made an effort to go back and to try and touch it. So I don't see this call going any other way. And it is confirmed.
That is the first sign of guilt. Running back after the game.
Because I have a giant cricket kind of on the ground, kind of making its way past the tripod. You can certainly see it jumping around. It's coming towards my foot. It's a big one too. Certainly not a fan of the gigantic bugs in Oklahoma.
All right, here we go.
Stanley Slopey says never quit as this ball is hit high and shallow to left field. Gets under Rob Dias, under Drew Crook, and caught by Joe McCormick.
46. Right from under, in between.
As the ball went right underneath Drew Crook's legs as he made no effort to get down on the ball. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. And after 4, the score is still 7-2 in favor of the Renegades. Randy Lyons, the umpire, is the niece of a former Jets pitcher. So who's the umpire again?
Huh?
Who's the umpire again?
Simpsons.
Simpson's niece. She's doing a great job so far. Boston is playing unbelievable on defense as they look to build the momentum going onto the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, it's awesome how some legacies can kind of, continue with beat baseball. As a legacy on this team, actually, is the Weissman family. I don't want to self-promote too much, but we have Rob, we have myself, we have Tegan, Callista, my younger sister Callista Weissman volunteered for a little while when she was younger. My mother Lisa Klinkenberg, shout out to you, Mom. She was the team physician for a little while and actually went to the 2013 World Series. And my grandfather, William Weissman, was a photographer for the Renegades at one point. So we're moving into the top of the 5th for Christian Thaxton, leading off at the top end of the lineup. There's a little conversation going on the mound between Cochran and one of the Houston players. There's another side conversation between the umpire and one of the volunteers. As Thaxton is getting into the box. Hot Tub says, get some insurance runs, keep it up, Renegades. Dean Fasili says, it's a family affair. I agree. A lot of family members on the Renegades. It's a benefit to the Renegades team culture, after all. We certainly make a family out of ourselves. We take every opportunity to try and do some team bonding while we're not playing, going out to dinner and hanging out in each other's hotel rooms and having some fun. Make some jokes, telling some lies, that sort of stuff. There's a little delay here as Houston is getting set in the field on defense. Christian Thaxton stepping up into the box. The Renegades are a huge family. You're not wrong about that. We care about all our family members. Thaxton is 1 for 3 on the day with a 2-run shot in the first inning to lead it off. The first pitch to Thaxton is swung through and missed for strike 1. Certainly looks like he's swinging for the fences again. We got 42 people in the live stream watching right now. Big crowd. We got a few spectators along the first base line next to the Renegades bench, and a few spectators down the third base line of the Hurricanes bench. And the 0-1 pitch to Thaxton is hit high and deep to left field and foul. Thaxton really scorched that ball as it one-hopped to the fence in left field. You hear the loud bang off the fence. As Thaxton may have hit the beep out of the ball. I mean, it was foul, so the umpire told the volunteer to not touch it, but it's irrelevant. She makes the call dead ball, but it doesn't matter. Thaxton was very early on that pitch. You can only imagine if he wasn't. Thaxton is down 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm getting chirped too. Everyone's in the line to get chirped on this team. That's like the family atmosphere we like to provide. Hot Tub comments, "Aw, he hit that grr." And Hot Tub also comments, "Straighten that up, Thax."
Straighten it up, Christy. Come on.
Thaxton is down 2 strikes in the count. And Joseph Ward is in the live stream, asking if that's John Parker. I believe John Parker is here, yes. The next pitch is grounded hard down the left field line and foul. Hits third base again. Thaxton has had 2 straight at-bats where he has hit third base. That's just how early he is.
Oh, yeah. Relax, bro. Relax, bro.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one before. Did you guys just... Oh, okay. I thought you guys just came up with that on the fly. Oh, okay. Thaxton trying to avoid a strikeout here, as the Renegades are looking to pile on some runs in the top of the 5th. And time is called for people walking in left field, and golf carts kind of running around. They're really taking their sweet time getting across the field. As they're holding up the game. There are only 50 minutes left in this game, as the lights go off at 11. We're moving along just fine. And the 0-3 pitch to Thaxton is swung on and missed, and he goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Somebody call 911. Shines fire burning on a base path.
Honestly, I'm trying not to chuckle because of like the whispering of the call. I love it. It's like the silent energy here. And Sean Devonish is stepping up to the plate, really putting his leadership on notice in this game, as he's 3 for 3 with 5 putouts defensively. Certainly the Sean Devonish game, making a strong candidacy for the All-Star game. Hot Tub says, a little too relaxed, fire burning on the base path. I know, we have to be a little bit quiet because of the other games going on. We have been warned. As the first pitch to Devonish is grounded weakly to right center field. Devonish moving to first. Cypher's on it, bobbles it a little bit, but makes the play. We got 2 outs in the top of the 5th for Chris Kimball, making his second plate appearance of the game.
Got that, Gina?
He's currently 0 for 1. He was put out back in the first inning, being eased back into this one as the score is 7-2 in the top of the fifth. As Kimball is getting his base check. Kimball, in only his second season with the Renegades, in his second World Series, he was a cross-country runner in college, and actually ran the Boston Marathon earlier this year. Certainly has a lot of speed. And the first pitch to Kimball is swung on and missed for strike one. Cochran missing a little bit low on that pitch. Even so, Kimball was a little bit late. Long pause and the set. And the pitch. Swung on and hit weakly. Pop up to center field. Kimball sprinting to first base. This might be close. And he scores! 8-2 Renegades. As Kimball kind of put that in a great spot where it allowed him to get down the line. The Houston shorties kind of trying to corral it and bobbling it a little bit, which allowed Kimball to score to increase the lead. So we got 2 gone and 1 in for Shane Canton. Just there says, Hot Tub said, woohoo, all right, Kimball. As Canton is getting his base check. Getting set in the box in the right-handed, he's a right-handed hitter. Canton, I think, is making a strong case for his all-star ballot as he lines it high and deep to left center field. Canton sprinting to third base. The Houston Rover is on it, but it rolls away from him and he scores. Great hit by Shane Canton as the score increases to 9-2 in favor of the Renegades. For Drew Crook, who scorched the ball in his last at-bat, which hit the fence, resulting in a run for him. Renegades putting on a strong performance in this game. Yeah, Gene, you got it. Umpire making sure the Houston defense is set in the field. And the base check first and third.
All right, here we go.
Crook has always said he has wanted to hit a home run. He's come very close multiple times. And the first pitch to Crook is popped up foul towards the Houston bench. As it had a lot of spin on it, and it took off right into the bench of the Houston Hurricanes. Alyssa Crook is in the chat cheering her husband on. Crook trying to increase this lead by 8 runs. Alyssa Crook says he won't rest until he hits one. Well, I don't doubt it. As the 0-1 pitch from Cochran is hit hard down the left field line, right off the foot of the left shorty. Crook sprinting to first base, and it looks like he's going to be safe.
Yeah! He's got wheels. He's got wheels.
I think he was kind of jogging towards first. As soon as I said it bounced off a foot of a defender, he started to run a little harder. I don't know. I think I saw that a little bit. But nonetheless, he legged it out, and the score is 10-2. In favor of the Renegades. For Guy Zuccarello, still 2 outs in the inning, in the top of the 5th. Yeah, Drew Crook hit that ball very hard. I'm saying he has a lot of power, but he just got on top of that one. As Guy Zuccarello is 0 for 2 on the day. 10-2 or 18? Oh, it's 8-2. I thought it was 10-2 for a second. Oh. So I guess the score is 8-2. My math was a little off there, as the pitch is grounded down the left field line. Guy Zuccarello is sprinting to first base. The Houston shorty's moving in on it, and the call is foul, as Zuccarello was running through first base. I thought it was more than that for some reason. Okay, yeah, I was right. It's 10-2. Oh, it's much cooler now, as it's currently 88 degrees, and it certainly feels like it's 50. We're all missing that New England weather. And I think the messed up part about it is next week, the temperature's not going to eclipse 95 degrees. I think that's only going to be the high for the week, and the low is going to be 87. It was certainly cooler out in New England. I was checking the weather earlier. We certainly wish that weather was here. Zuccarello has to come all the way back from first base to get into the right-handed batter's box. Nice voice crack from Rob, and the pitch from Ron is lined hard up the center field line. Zuccarello sprinting to first, ricochets off the midfielder, and he scores!
I think the other game is done. Yeah, so we can scream. When I move, you move. Just like that. Hell yeah.
We have 11-2 for the score for the Renegades. As Christian Thaxton's coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 on the day with a home run in the first. Alyssa Crook says, LOL, not to brag, but it's been 75 in New England all week. Well, I mean, it's even with that, it's still warmer here, but it feels that way.
Good job, guys.
Amy Zuccarello saw that run. Thaxton's been relatively quiet, other than his home run to lead off the game. As he's struck out twice and was put out once in his other 3 plate appearances. As the first pitch to Thaxton is swung on and fouled back towards the catcher, Rob, who made a nice catch for strike 1. Thaxton has a very, very consistent swing. Very fast hands, too. Played Division III collegiate baseball. And he once told me he was in the batting cage practically every day. And the 0-1 is foul tipped again. Nice catch by Rob. Thaxton's all over it. Thaxton just joined the team for the first time in 4 years on Tuesday, as he helped coach around a little bit before joining the team as a player. The next pitch is hit shallow to short left field as a pop-up, and scores the run running to third base. Houston was caught playing back defensively, and Thaxton popped it up roughly 50 feet. He was sprinting down the third baseline to make the score 12-2.
Bring out the sandwich.
Amy Zuccarello says, I have the 3/4 zip pull over and I wear it all the time in the fall. Well, that's just saying it's relatively cool out in New England. I think Guy has some words about that. So we got 2 outs in the top of the 5th for Sean Devenish. Sean Devenish has really had a breakout game, scoring 3 runs and has put out 5 base runners. And the first pitch is high and deep to left center field. It gets by every single defender, and he's running to first base, and he's safe. Devenish really put a charge in that ball as it bounced right over the Houston Rover. He's still down on the field, though. as he might be hurt.
Started it, Chris. Keep it going, kid. Keep it going, Chrissy. Let's go, Ruby.
He's getting up on his own power,
Good job, Chris.
being helped over back into his position. As Devonish is 4 for 5 on the day. It's currently 13-2 Renegades. For Chris Kimball, who scored earlier in the inning. Kimball pointing towards first and then third base to get his bearings. Kimball, one of the youngest players on the team. Definitely the fastest. First pitch to Kimball swung on a Mr. Strike one. Sort of had a one-handed finish. I think he was a little amped up on that swing from all the hard-hit balls before him. The 12-run rule will come into effect after the inning is over if Chris Kimball scores. As he lines it to right center, Chris Kimball running to third base. The Houston midfielder is on it, but he scores!
Yes, Chris Kimball!
It is now 14-2 Renegades. And this might be their best performance of the World Series so far. Hot Tub says, unbelievable, Sean. Wow. All right, Kimball, way to be quick and way to be nimble. Let's go, Kimball.
Yo, Chris, that was nice, baby.
So Shane Canton coming up to the plate.
Come on, Shane.
As we still have 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Steve Stambaugh says, I told your uncle your team would win by 12. I like the vote of confidence. Shane Canton comes up to the plate. Canton pointing towards first base and then third base. The Chicago Comets are making their way from their game behind us back to their vans. It's currently 10:24, 88 degrees here in Oklahoma. And the first pitch to Canton is hit high and deep to left field and foul. As Peter Connolly comes back into the game as the pitcher. Just there says win by 12 plus at 12 EST. This time is called as more people are passing by in left field. I think it would be a little easier if those people went around the field. The inning is the top of the 5th, and we have 2 outs. And the 0-1 pitch to Canton is foul tipped for strike 2. A little bit over it. Foul tipping it on the end of the bat. Working a little faster here as Canton grounds it weakly down the left field line. Didn't really hear a base, but it was also foul. I think Rob was trying to get me to do the on form, but we're up by 12 runs. As Canton is finding himself down 3 strikes in the count, with 2 outs in the inning. And the 0-3 is hit high and shallow to left field. The Houston defender moving in to his right, but Canton scores. Boston just seems to keep finding many holes in the defense as the score swells to 15-2. As Joe Yee now pinch hits for Drew Crook. Joe Yee making his first plate appearance of the game, wearing the number 30 on the back of his jersey. Still have 2 outs in the top of the 5th. It's been a long inning. Just there says, Hot Tub said, way to go, Pineapple Express, come on ye. Got a little bit of wind coming in here as Yee gets his base check. So the wind kind of messes with the microphone a little bit. So if you can't hear me, I apologize. So the first pitch to Joe is grounded hard to left field. Joe Yee running to first base, gets past two defenders, bounces off another, but he recovers to make the out. Yee was sprinting to first base, but it was certainly a great inning by the Renegades. As the score is 15-2. Biggins made the putout on that last play. As we go to the bottom of the fifth, and we are officially in the 12-run rule. So the way the 12-run rule works, for those who do not know, is when a team is up by 12 runs, the opposing team will now just hit for the rest of the game, unless... What? Gotta play the bottom. All right. Well, it's all good. Regardless, wouldn't it be like... Wouldn't they just hit again afterwards? Wouldn't they just hit again afterwards? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're up by 13 runs. Right, makes sense. Not exactly 12-run rule yet, as they're home. So that's my mistake. It looks like Joe Yee is staying in the game at third base, replacing Drew Crook. Gotta give a big shout out to our callers, Brian Grillo, number 33, and Ace Lenacek wearing the number 32, as they've done a great job in this game calling zones.
What time is it?
10:30. So we got 30 minutes left in the game, and we're in the bottom of the fifth. Renegades are up by 13. Score is 15-2. Is this Hutchins? So Hutchins is coming back up to the plate to lead off the inning. Hutchins is 1 for 2, scoring in the first. I'm sorry, in the third. Struck out back in the first.
You hit that well.
Sean Devenish kind of bouncing around in center field, eager to make another putout.
Gina, we might start another inning. We have 20 more minutes. We have 21 minutes.
So the Renegades are the away team, so they would come up in the top of the sixth as Hutchins grounds it hard down the left field line. Running to first base is Hutchins, bounces off Rob Dias' foot, but recovers. Unfortunately not in time, and Hutchins scores to make it 15-3 for Marquez. So we got nobody out and one home for the Houston Hurricanes in the bottom of the fifth. So 11 o'clock is when the lights go out. So after that, the game is over.
We have 20 minutes.
So they'll call the game at 10:50. This timeout is called. Not entirely sure what's going on here. A little conversation going on between Dias, Grillo, and Weissman. Might be taking himself out of the game here. Not sure what's going on here.
Hey, who made last out last inning? For them. Guys, since we got it out of order. Who made last out?
I think there might be a little question as if the Houston Hurricanes batted out of order. I'm not entirely sure, though. Not sure if they did. They didn't.
We're going to die.
So Marquez is getting his base jack here.
Guys, stop it. Stop it. So keep that you're betting out of order.
And the first pitch to Marquez is grounded hard off the pitcher's abdomen. Couldn't get out of the way. And there's a no pitch. This guy's arms are well above his head. He's got a really weird batting stance. He kind of chops down towards the ground a little bit too. He's getting set in the box and his hands are directly over his head, shifting back right towards his back shoulder. And the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Pitch missed a little high. My uncle is next to me ready to make a play if the ball comes over here. As he hits it hard down the right field line and foul. Just foul. As Zuccarello and Canton were chasing after that one, diving to their left. That ball was scorched. If that was fair, I don't think anyone would have had a chance on that. Ball traveled probably 250 feet when it was done rolling. I mean, that call could have gone either way as it was past the base. Marquez was running towards third on the play. A score of 15-3 in favor of the Renegades in the bottom of the fifth. It's starting to get a little windy again.
When he's got sight, you see that moon? Great looking moon.
Oh, we have an orange moon behind the dugout here. Very beautiful sight. As the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. Pitch missing a little high. I want to see if I can pan the camera to get the moon. You can sort of see it in between the two flags on the left. The next pitch is swung on and missed for strike four, and Marquez goes down on strikes for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. It's a low orange moon. It's not full, but it's very noticeable. Beautiful sight. We first had the sunset. Yeah, and the beautiful sight of the moon. Because I think we have... Is this a pinch hitter? Who is this?
This is supposed to be. Is this Marquez?
This is not Marquez. Marquez struck out.
No, Marquez is struck out. This is Perry.
Okay, we got Perry up at the plate. And Perry swings on and swings through and misses it for strike one. Not Katy Perry. We got one strike on Perry. Target set at the belt, and he lines it hard down the right field line and fair. Zuccarello moving to his left after dives. Can't quite make the play. Canton on it. And makes the play. Oh, safe. That was very close. As Canton was just picking up the ball as Perry was running through the bag. Rob's going to challenge the call. I mean, that was very, very close. Great play and great effort by Canton. The umpire is confirming with the first base volunteer.
Hey, good
Calling over a volunteer from the center field line. Darryl Sutterly says it was a supermoon. I agree. That moon is very beautiful. And the call is overturned. Shane Canton making a great play on defense for the second out of the inning. Wow, great defensive stops.
Nice job,
From the
bro.
Renegades. Renegades just dominating on both sides of the ball. We got 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth for Biggins. Getting his base check first and then third. Biggins wearing tall black socks and blue cleats. They're Under Armour. Biggins loads and swings through and misses for strike one. He's got a golf-like swing around his ankles. This is Biggins' third at-bat of the game. Biggins' knees are kind of bent slightly back towards the catcher as he's getting reset at the plate. standing right on top of it. Shoulders are kind of angled back towards the catcher, as the target is set right at the knees, and the pitch is swung through and missed for strike 2. Pitcher getting reset on the mound. As a timeout is called to change the ball, as the ball was beeping a little weird. Boston trying to put the Houston Hurricanes in the 12-run rule. As we would go into the 6th inning, it would be the bottom half of the 6th. So the Renegades would stay out on the field on defense. As a new ball is thrown in play. Much better. Currently have like 10 minutes left in the game. And the next pitch is grounded hard to left center field. Rob Dias moving to his left, runs by the ball. Joe Yee is on it. And Biggins scores. But, so there's a little question on the field where there might have been a dead ball, but Joe Yee still fielded it. Unsure whether that call will go the Renegades' way or the run would score. And if a run would score, it would be 15-4. Certainly sounded like that Biggins hit it right on the speaker. They're checking the beep on the ball now. And here's the call. It's called a dead ball.
Oh, they're going to call Jason and verify what to do in this case.
So, because the ball was fielded and there was a dead ball, they're going to make an official check. I'm going to discuss this right now by the scorer's booth. The championship game would be played on Saturday for the World Series. That's a good point, unless the heat index does rise. But I would think that the championship game would be played at night. I would think that's how it would go. So we'll see what the call is, as they're making a call for the official rule keeper to make sure they got the call right. Dean Vasili says 12-run rule, 12 minutes left to play. Currently have 10 now, so we got to hurry up this discussion. So how is everyone doing in the chat? We still have quite a few people in here.
Oh, hi, Daryl. She tuned in. My mom's coworker, Alyssa, tuning in. Let's see who else we got.
A lot of
Alyssa.
Steve
Steve.
Stanbaugh,
Steve.
Linda, Jess,
Dino.
Joyce Weissman, my grandmother.
Weissman. A lot of the same
A
people.
lot of Jess.
A lot of Alyssa, Jess, and Steve.
Yeah, a lot of comments from them.
And Adam and Amy. Got a couple there.
A lot of older comments. Amy Zuccarello says Zuccarellos are still here. Love it.
Good.
Dino says it's past the old man's bedtime. David Dismas checking in, says he's still here. Linda says, and roped in my coworker Dom to watch with me.
That's awesome.
Very
I hope he's
nice.
enjoying it.
Very, very nice. Currently have 9 minutes left to play. They're still trying to make a decision here. But if we go over the time limit, the Renegades would still prevail. Jess there says, glad she's off work tomorrow. Daryl Sutterly is still here. Hey, thank you guys for sticking around. It's been fun. I haven't interacted with the chat in a while, and I apologize for that. Deb Fairbanks, thanks for tuning in. She says beep beep. Stanley Salopi. Don and Stan still here. Nice. Did I pronounce your last name right? I apologize. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Just there says, thanks for hosting as always. Hey, you know, we do it for you guys, and I do it for the players on the bench. Dino, where are the Renegades in the standings right now? So if they were... I'm not entirely sure. Anyone know where the Renegades are in the standings? Like, if we, you know, we're going to probably win this game, so, like, where would that put us? Alright, so it is confirmed that it is a run. It is 15-4 now.
The deal is, I didn't know. That's why we called them over. I didn't know the rule.
So would that mean that the 12-run rule is not in effect anymore?
That's why they called it. So if we didn't let it hit us, you know, if we didn't go for it.
Jane Benson Cates, thanks for tuning in. She says, thank you so much for filming and play-by-play. Really appreciate it since I was unable to attend this year. Hey, you're so welcome. I'm not entirely sure. Who do you know on the Renegades or around Beatball? We got Katie Mathenia. Y'all are doing a great job. Makes the games even better. As first pitch to Tim Cyphers is swung on and missed. Swung on and fouled off. Strike one. And because the Houston Hurricanes scored, the 12-run rule is no longer in effect, so we'll have to play the top of the sixth. We only have 6 minutes left to play in the game. Yeah, it's my pleasure. As the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike two, as that ball was in the dirt. I think we have 2 outs in the inning. The bottom of the fifth. As the next pitch is swung on and missed for strike three. Cyphers was put out because he missed a base in his previous at-bat. A great play by... I think it was Shane Canton. As he lines it hard down right at Zuccarello, diving to his left and makes the play. Great play by Guy Zuccarello. And that is the 3rd out of the inning, I believe. As we're going to move to the top of the 6th, but we only have 5 minutes left to play, so I don't know if they're going to call it or not. I'm pretty sure it's 15-4. It's not a 12-run rule. Renegades are up by 11. So the 12-run rule is not in effect. So the Renegades would come back up on offense for the top of the 6th. Well, the lights go out in 15 minutes, but they said we can't start a new inning after 10:50. I think.
In 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Do you really want to? Is it really
But you know,
what's the point?
I mean, so we're gonna play the top of the 6th.
No, you're right. You're right.
Amy Zuccarello saw that play. So it looks like Zuccarello is going to lead off here after making that great putout. Just there says pandemonium on the field. I mean, yeah, we're cutting it close. It's 10:46.
That's a bug in my ear.
Hey, Sean, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Sean says hi.
Sean tired.
Sean is very tired. Sean needs to go to bed. Just like everybody else, as we have an early game tomorrow.
Shane, couple steps to the right on the sidewalk.
As Houston is starting to take the field on defense. If the lights go out, did you bring flashlights? Oh, my phone has a flashlight. I actually got to check in my phone battery right now because it wasn't 100% charged. I'm actually on 8% battery. So hopefully we last through the rest of this one. So I'm gonna make sure that I turn on some settings to make sure my battery is not being eaten up by some notifications and whatnot. Steve Stambaugh says they should have called the game. I think I kind of agree with that. I think my phone might be dead by the time this game's over. Might die before this live stream's over. Hey Gina, do you have a charger by chance? My phone's only at 8%. I didn't bring a wire.
Does anyone have a charger?
Does anyone have a charging wire? Can I take a wire?
Isn't that a wire? Let me see if I have a wire.
Well, I have the battery, but I don't have the
I
wire.
think I have a wire.
Because my phone might die before this game ends. Daryl Sutterly says it's almost midnight? Well, you guys are an hour ahead, so it would be 11:48. Henry Zuccarello tuning in says, let's go, Dad. Love it. Hey, thanks for driving us to the airport, by the way. Really appreciate that.
All right. Here we go.
So Navarro has been substituted in for Boudreau out in the defense. So the first pitch to Zuccarello is dribbled down the third base line and foul as he swung right on top of it. If this live stream ends before the game is over, I apologize. My phone battery is very, very low. I'm trying to look for a phone charging wire right now. I do have the battery, but unfortunately I left the wire that I had at home in the hotel. And the 0-1 pitch to Zuccarello is hit shallow left field. Zuccarello running to third base, and he's going to score. The left shorty, for the Houston Hurricanes had a chance on that ball. The ball ricocheted off of his chest to the right of him. And that allowed Zuccarello to score. So the score is currently 16-4 in favor of the Renegades.
Yeah.
As Elena Reagan pinch hits for Christian Thaxton. Yes. Just there says preemptive thanks for preemptive death. Well, you're welcome.
Oh yeah.
Hey, your son Henry was on the stream and saw you score.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he tuned in.
You must be very bored tonight.
Love it. So I'm going to get a little windy here again. First pitch to Regan is grounded hard down the left field line. Houston was playing really far right as Elena's sprinting to first and she's put out.
Good rip lane.
Houston really had to move to get over to that ball as it was trickling down the third base line, but managed to just get there before Regan managed to touch the base.
Come on, Shawnee.
Hey, Guy. Where'd Guy go? Oh. I mean, that's just comedy. Amy says he's a good son, and Henry said he heard that. So, a little bit of an argument at home plate. Sean Devenish comes back up to the plate. He's 4 for 5 on the day with 5 putouts as he's getting his base check. He's looking for a 5th run on the day. Wouldn't that be insane? The score is currently 16-4 in favor of the Renegades with 1 out in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Devenish is grounded weakly to left field. Houston moving in on it. Sean Devenish sprinting to first. He overruns the ball and he scores. Sean Devenish 5 for 6 now on the day. What a day for Devenish, as the score is now 17-4
Joe Yee in the hole.
What a game for Sean. So the Renegades are starting to empty their bench as Luis Rodriguez is now hitting.
Louis, what's up with that?
Shane Canton on deck with Joe Yee in the hole. We got one out in the top of the sixth. We've got 8 minutes until the lights shut off here on the field. I mean, it would be pretty scary if it just went dark. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of just doing like a radio feed or something like that.
Sure.
Linda Sheffield says, "That's my boy. Please tell him that Auntie is so proud." As Rodriguez swings through and misses for strike one. How's my battery life doing? We're at 5%.
Apologize
Sort of surviving here.
Because our phone's about to die. And we can't find a charging cord.
And the 0-1 swung on a miss for strike two.
Here we go, Louie.
Cochran missing a little high there.
Hey, Elrod.
Let's see if I can turn off more settings. Fouled down the left field line, getting a little bit of a gust of wind here. I can pick that up on the mic. A lot of wind coming in. Feels nice. Stanley Slopey says, "Somebody tell Rob the time." Just there says, Hot Tub will finish this game in spirit with the team if it dies. As Luis grounds it down the left field line and foul.
Got it, Lou.
For strike three. So Luis Rodriguez has 3 strikes on him. One out in the top of the sixth. Still got 33 people watching. So Rodriguez is wearing neon yellow sleeves with his hands right around his belt on his right hip. He swings and misses for strike 4. So we got 2 outs
We got Shane.
in the top of the sixth for Shane Canton. Joe Yee's on deck. Not sure if we're going to be able to play the bottom of the sixth, as we only have 5 minutes left in the game before the lights turn off. Just there says 64 degrees in Boston right now. Dino is eagerly waiting for my battery to die so he can go to bed. Well, you can definitely go to bed knowing the Renegades will win. As Canton's getting set in the box. And the first pitch from Peter Connolly is swung on a miss for strike 1. Got to work a little fast here, as Hot Tub says tick, 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 tick. Every second counts. And the 0-1. Swung on a miss. Very off-balance swing by Canton. As Canton's getting reset in the box. Got to hurry up a little bit here. Renegades trying to make the most of every at-bat they can get. As the next pitch is fouled back towards the right off the canopy of the Hurricanes bench. I think some lights are starting to go off.
Mm-hmm. Lights are going off.
I think I saw some parking lot lights going
Very
off.
slowly.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's very late here. It's our pleasure, Linda. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching. The next pitch is swung on and missed, and Canton goes down on strikes for the third out of the top of the sixth. And we're going to the bottom half of the inning. Gotta hurry up, as we only have 4 minutes left until the game ends. Certainly want some quick outs here. Joyce Weissman says, "What a great game. Congratulations. Thank you for tuning in, Grandma. Really appreciate it." Jennifer Gass, thanks for tuning in. She says, "Thanks for streaming. Great game, Boston." Hey, thank you. Just there says time lights, they go off in sections normally to give people time to get off the field. Makes sense. As the lights in left, like into the far left over where I'm pointing, behind the Hurricanes bench are starting to go off. Boston trying to take the field quickly as we only have 3 minutes left now. Got it.
Parker in for Cyphers.
So a substitution was just announced that Parker will be pinch hitting for Cyphers. Maybe my battery will last a little bit longer because it's at 3% right now. Slowly dying. As the first pitch is grounded hard to right field. Zuccarello diving to his right. Canton is getting in on it and makes the play. 1 out and 2 to go for the Renegades in the bottom of the 6th.
Who was that? Who? No, who hit the ball?
As Walters is put out for the first out of the inning. So we got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left.
You're on, Jason?
We got to get going here for Hutchins. Hutchins actually almost hit a home run in the game on Tuesday against the Renegades, but it was just foul. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Slowly running out of time here. Trying to go a little bit fast as the target is ripped by his elbows as he swings through for strike 2. Houston working fast here. They're trying to avoid the lights turning off before the game's over. As the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3.
Nice, good wheel.
As we have 1 minute left until the lights turn off. The seconds are ticking. And the 0-3 is taken. Slowly counting down the seconds as it's going to turn to 11 o'clock.
Make sure you stretch.
And the payoff pitch swung on and grounded to left field and foul. Dias moving in on it. It was hit hard. The foul. We'll do it again. As the seconds are ticking away. I'm actually looking at my watch here. Slowly waiting for the time to go to 11 o'clock as it turns 11, but the lights are still on. Maybe we got bought a little time as Hutchins strikes out for the second out of the inning. We got 1 out to go before the Renegades move on up to face the Indy Thunder tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning.
Yes.
And we got Marquez coming up to the plate. We got 1 out to go. Might as well play it out. My battery has lasted this long. I kind of want to finish the game too. As Marquez has been very late hitting the ball quite a bit into the Boston bench as he swings through and misses for strike 1. 3 strikes to go in the game. As the 0-1 is swung on and missed for strike 2. That pitch was very high as the Houston pitcher is kind of rushing here to get the pitch off. As it turns to 11:01. It's midnight down the East Coast as he swings and misses for strike 3, and the Houston Hurricanes are down to their final strike and are facing elimination here. Marquez set in the box. And the pitch swung on and missed, and the Boston Renegades prevail with a score of 17-4. And we will see you tomorrow at 7:30 as the lights are starting to go off now. I think. It might have been a car. But we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern Time against the Indy Thunder. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Hunter Weissman, signing off.